Stand by for the latest episode of the Biz News Flash Briefing. The latest news from the world of business and investments.
A takeover bid by Huge Group to acquire rival Adapt IT has become ugly, with the Huge Group ordered to remove videos from the public domain in which it attacks the motives of Adapt IT's management related to an offer from Valaris to acquire the company. In the videos, Huge Group questions the motives of Adapt IT CEO Sabu Shabalala and other Adapt IT executives. Shabalala previously said they were very interested in the Valaris transaction as it gave shareholders a significant premium on the prevailing share price. My Broadband reports that Huge Group, which has also made an offer to Adapt IT shareholders, questioned the Shabalala and other Adapt IT executives' motives in the videos. Huge Group CEO James Herbst told My Broadband that Huge and Adapt IT are better off together and will create more value for shareholders than the Valaris deal. South Africa's Netcare expects first half core profit to be down about 40% from a year earlier after a second wave of Covid-19 forced it to suspend elective surgery in favour of necessary and time-sensitive procedures, it said on Thursday. Revenue in the 6 months to March the 31st is expected to be between 5.5% and 6.5% lower, the private hospital group said. South Africa's Nedbank will stop funding new thermal coal mines by 2025 and halt direct funding of new oil and gas exploration as it plans to phase out fossil fuel exposure over the next 24 years. South African lenders, among the biggest banks in the continent, face pressure from environmental groups to stop funding fossil fuel-based projects. These are viewed as a major risk to global plans to tackle climate change. Nedbank, one of the country's 4 biggest banks, said it aimed to have zero exposure to all activities related to fossil fuels by 2045, and it plans to accelerate financing of renewable energy. The African Union's disease control body and World Health Organization have urged African countries to not waste COVID-19 vaccines donated to them. John Nkengasong, director of the Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, was quoted as saying, "My appeal to member states is, if we are doing our part to mobilize these vaccines, you do your part and use the vaccines." Reuters reports that Malawi has said it plans to destroy more than 16,000 doses of AstraZeneca's vaccine manufactured by the Serum Institute of India because the shots were not administered before the April the 13th expiry date on the packaging. The doses were supplied via the AU, thanks to a donation from South African telecoms group MTN. South Sudan has set aside just under 60,000 doses supplied by the AU and says it is not using them because of the same expiry issue. And that brings to a close your BizNews Flash Briefing. For more on those and the other big stories of the day, do head over to biznewsradio.com. I'm Jackie Cameron for BizNews.
You've been listening to the Biz News Flash Briefing, bringing you the latest news from the world of business and investments. Subscribe to Biz News Radio on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, or by visiting biznews.com.